past, because again, I want to protect my identity, so anything with my personal identifying information Hey guys, it's Kay. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello. My name is Kay. I'm a professional home organizer and soprano here in the Boston area, and I'm here to inspire you to live a more organized life. So I was going to do a really formal video about how to tame paper clutter, but instead it's going to be a more casual vlog to inspire you to get rid of some paper clutter. So I'm going to take you guys on the adventure with me today on clearing out some of the paper clutter that's been stressing me out for the past month. As someone who helps people organize their houses and get rid of clutter, I do find that paper clutter is a big problem for a lot of people. Even in 2019, there is still so much paper coming into the house. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have some breakfast. Now I grabbed some breakfast from a cafe nearby and I ordered online and picked up in store, and they gave me two very nice receipts for each of my items, but they both have my full name, email address, and phone number on the receipt. So the first thing you want to do when you're purging items is make sure that you are shredding anything, or tearing up really good and putting it in two different cans or whatever, shredding anything that has your personal identifying information on it. That is your email address, name, full name, phone number, social security number, and even your address. Items I get from junk mail and all that stuff, I just go ahead and shred the address. I don't want anybody taking my identity. There's receipts. I'm gonna grab them and I'm gonna put them in the shredder. There, now I don't have to worry about it anymore. So the next thing I'm gonna do is grab some mail that's been piling up there. When clients ask me about how to set up a mail organizing system in their house, I simply have to tell them that there is no mail sorting system that really works. You can sort mail so that it goes to the correct person when they arrive home. That's really the only organization system that works, because I find the best way to prevent that stuff from building up is just to deal with it when it comes in the house. I know it's a pain in the butt to like come home from your long day of work. Maybe you've been there 12 hours, 16 hours, and you're like, what? I have to open mail now? Yes, you do. You have to open the mail, you have to deal with it, you have to make sure there's nothing pressing in there. The longer you put this off, the more it's gonna just build up over time. But also, being the case in real life, not everybody is always gonna get the chance to take care of the mail every day when they come home. Actually, during the week of my opera, which I was in, which I'll link a video up above where you guys can see me in an opera all week, I was completely busy and I was just dead to the world when I came home. I let a week's worth of mail pile up. I did open all the envelopes, I know what's in there, but I do need to pay some bills, and I'm gonna take care of that this morning over coffee and a sandwich. So I'm all set. That took about 20 minutes. Now, had I done that like earlier or like a couple weeks ago, it would have taken me 5 minutes. And like, I'm really mad that I like let that pile up, but like that was just a little pile of mail. Think about like if I had let that go for a few months. Oh my goodness. So I've made some piles on the floor here. This is the stuff I need to scan digitally. It has to do with my taxes. I may keep the paper version of it, but we'll see when I go to my major files over there. But this is the stuff that has my personal identifying information on it, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the shredder. And this stuff doesn't have any, it's just random information and like maybe like junk mail. I'm just gonna throw this in the recycling. And I've had to heat up my coffee since since I just was very concentrated on like getting the job done. Oh, look who has woken up from his nap. Hello, little man. How are you doing? How are you doing? Oh, you want some water? Go get some water. This is your little water station. I'm actually looking to redo this a little bit because he has these beautiful long ears, but every time he drinks water, he gets his ears in the water and like, it's not, It's not the best, so we're gonna get him a spaniel bowl. You excited? Yeah? Me too. So the next thing I'm gonna do is go through my permanent filing. Now, permanent filing is where you keep documents that are important to you that you have to keep paper copies of. That'd be your gift certificate, your birth certificate, maybe some car stuff related to your car, stuff related to your house. I'm gonna go through that information and see if any of it is irrelevant and I can get rid of it, or if any can be scanned and kept digitally. What I'm doing a lot nowadays is keeping a lot of things digitally. As you'll find the next project I'm gonna get rid of a lot of paper because I've moved over to a digital medium. But right now I'm gonna go through my very small collection of papers and see if there's anything I can let go. So this is my file document box. This is from Iris, and it's a little tote. You can carry it around. It's plastic. It's really simply made, and the top of it just opens like that. So, and inside I have just files so that I can see exactly what's in here. I know some of this stuff is definitely going to need to go away, so hopefully I can reduce this a little bit and not have this full of superfluous stuff. Are you looking in here for you? Yeah, I got some of your stuff in here as well. I think I have your veterinary records in here. How about that? This is a pretty boring and tedious task since it requires me to actually pick up everything and look at it. I can't just look at a group of papers and say, oh, I'm just gonna toss that into the trash, because again, I wanna protect my identity, so anything with my personally identifying information So anything with my personally identifying information on it, I definitely want to put into the shredder and not just toss into the recycling. So I want to entertain myself, so I'm going to be listening to an audiobook. I'm going to be listening to Midnight in Chernobyl. This is a really good historical book about the Chernobyl accident. I've been in a rabbit hole about Chernobyl since the HBO show, and this book is excellent. It's not time to play. Here. Clover, this is not a time to play. Okay, so that only took me about 10 minutes just to go through and look at all these documents and see how many is really important to keep. Now, honestly, I could probably get rid of some of this stuff, but it's like, some of it's like really important, like it's like, you know, stuff I need. But most of it's kind of not, it's like work related, or this is like Clover's medical record, which I could really make all digital if I needed to. However, though, I got rid of a car last year, and these are all the documents related to the car, like every service that was done in the car, like wheels replaced, not wheels, tires, any like oil changes that were done to the car, something like that, if the body was fixed one time as an accident. So that car is like gone, it died. So I don't need to keep the documents from the car anymore. So these I'm gonna have to take to have them shredded. That'll be that. I'll get rid of these. I'm gonna put them in a bag so that I don't forget about them. So I totally forgot about this. I don't keep a lot of like media, physical media, but I do have these two recordings of concerts that I produced, like they were projects I did. I used to have a group called Xerxes Blue Ensemble. It was an early music group, and I have recordings of the concerts here, and it's so cute. Look at the little like label I made for them, like back when you would make CD labels. How cute is that? These are really old. If you guys are interested in hearing some of these recordings, they are up on SoundCloud. I will put a link down below so you guys can hear some really cool Baroque music. So one pretty big project I'm gonna do involves my sheet music. I keep a lot of sheet music there and there, but the one on the stuff on the bottom is loose sheet music, and I think I'm gonna downsize on that. I recently downloaded a program on my iPad called Fourscore, and with Fourscore I can look at scores digitally, and I've used them for now 3 concerts and 3 gigs, and it has been the best space-saving, paper-saving device that I have ever used. And it took me a little while to get used to looking at music on a screen, but I now prefer it, and I'm gonna let go of some of my paper loose sheet music, because in the last few years I haven't had to go look at that stuff in a long time. So some of the stuff, especially the early music stuff, is kind of rare and not really found anywhere. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and scan it and put it into the cloud, so if I need to grab it, I can grab it, but I'm just gonna throw away the papers and just be done with it. And I'm gonna use some of that storage space for something else. So here is where we are at in the process. This is the sheet music that I am saying goodbye. I don't need you. I haven't touched you. And as you can see, it is a lot. It's a lot. Like, you guys, I haven't touched this stuff for years. And if I'm asked to sing some of this stuff again, whoever is hiring me is just gonna send me a PDF. So goodbye. So I have 2 of these that I've kept. Some of the stuff that was either important or more rare, stuff I want to sing or like in audition repertoire. Not that I audition, but we're getting there. So some of this stuff is stuff I want to keep, like it's like early music stuff, and some of this stuff is like new music that I'd like to sing again, or it was like books and didn't fit neatly into this situation. And I also emptied some of my black folders as well. I have one white one. I have one that is, what does this one have in it? Oh, this is just vocal pedagogy stuff and early music information. That stuff I want to read. And this is my audition book, so I have to leave that to take for auditions for a pianist, because I have a digital copy, but they can't read off of that. Hello? Hello? Did I wake you up by talking? This little container has some of my music related stuff in it. Like, this is the holder for my iPad during a concert, so it doesn't look like an iPad. It's really nice. I got it from Amazon, and just some other stuff in there on my keyboard, a couple of notes. But to prove that I never used these sheet music stuff, look at the dust where they were sitting. Oh my goodness. Why? So let's go ahead and clean that up. Now that I have a free one, I'm gonna use it to store some candles, because I have a new houseplant obsession. Just picked up this guy yesterday from the grocery store for $2. He's looking a little sad. This leaf looks a little brown, but we're gonna take care of him and bring him back to life. Anyway, I had a whole bunch of candles down here in this candle area, but now it's plant stuff. So we're gonna have to put the candles, which found their way under there, in another place. So we're gonna put them where the music was, moving stuff around. Oh, that book was so good, I didn't want to turn it off, but I gotta show you guys the progress. I am pretty much done my project, and I'm really happy with the way things turned out. So I know I initially said I was going to put some candles and stuff in this in these. So instead of having all of my music stuff in 2 different places, which doesn't make any sense because I always like to say, keep all similar items together if you can. I moved some of my folders over here to go with the rest of the music stuff, and they blend in pretty well. I took these magazine files that I've had for a long time, over 10 years, and I put the stuff that was inside of them inside of the files. So I have 2 full bags of stuff I'm gonna recycle that's just sheet music. It's a lot, you guys. I got rid of so much paper. I'm so excited to be rid of all this. This is still my bag of shredding that I have to do, but it's not really that big, but this is major. So I relabeled the outsides of these so I know what's inside. So this is Bach and supplies. I just have a bunch of Bach cantatas that I have, so I'll open this so you can see what's inside. So inside there are a bunch of, these are like Bach cantata scores, and I've got like earplugs. These are again a vocal sort of training thing so I don't listen to myself while I practice. Sheet music, single sheets, which it's a little redundant, but I know what I mean. So this is just the single sheet music stuff. I'm gonna say something really inappropriate if I'm not careful. But I put that in this file folder, not a file folder, desktop file. And in this desktop file, I've got sheet music booklets. So anything that was a booklet or like didn't fit up here, in this stuff, I added to this folder, or this file box. I'm never gonna get the name of this right. And instead of having my permanent filing in the IKEA Besta buffet system, I moved it over to this one because it was empty, and I figured, why the heck not? So I moved all my permanent filing into here. So that makes me so happy. So because I did that, I took everything out of the bottom of this, and I was able to fit all of my plant loving stuff down there. The top of this is basically just where my office is. I've got a couple of drawers full of supplies here. I think you guys have seen these in a couple of other videos. I do use all of this stuff. It's a little bit wacky, but it works. And this is where I put my tax receipts and some stuff that I need to deal with, and like all of my pens and pencils and stuff. My college degrees are there as well. I don't know why, I just keep them there. It's fine, I'm not gonna hang them up. But I was able to move all of my plant supplies down here. So I've got some loose sort of pots in here, and then I've got my soil and my plant food, and then I keep this down here. This is just full of water for watering my plants. I like to have it be room temperature for those guys. And then I've got my little sprayer down here and some other soil, and then on the side here, I reused one of the command hooks, which I was using to hold spray bottles. I use it to hold my moisture tester now. So all I have to do to use this is take it right out, stick it in one of my pots, see if it needs watering, and then I just, boom, put them back. I think it's freaking brilliant, yes. And then over on this side, I was able to finally put the candles back. Yay! My husband and I really like candles, and we needed a place to put the ones we weren't using out of sight. And they fit down here. They're actually not taking up a lot of space at all. And we've got our little lighters here as well. So we're actually winding down on our collection here. When we got married and got engaged and moved in together, all those at once, we combined our collection of these lighters, and we had between us like maybe 8 or 9. It was crazy, but slowly we're using them up. But that is our new candle organized place. I'm happy. Now I have a place to indulge in my hobby, and look at who's absolutely knocked out. I took him to the park this morning to play for like an hour, and he is exhausted because it's hot outside. So I'll be donating this bag, taking this down to the recycling, and taking this to be shred. Or I can do it, you know, over time, but I think I'm just gonna do it all at once, because why? And there's no mail left in my mail thing, so it's all gone, boom. So there it is, I am all paper decluttered for the next probably 6 months. I like to do this at least twice a year. I didn't really get around to it last year, so it took me a long time, but I hope it inspires you guys to take some papers and just get rid of the stuff you don't need. Papers can get really heavy, they can get really voluminous, they can take up a lot of valuable real estate in your home, and I discovered that because I found some valuable real estate and I made room for my new, very satisfying hobby. So I hope you guys are having a great morning, great afternoon, great evening, wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.